Hey, it's Tom from AswiftKickintheass.com. Yesterday I talked about mix minus for podcasting, and I'm going to put it a little bit more in perspective at a radio station. So this is an old BMX3 radio console. Not used too much anymore. They're actually being phased out for newer Axia audio over IP consoles. But at one time, this console was probably about $100,000. Now it's kind of an antique dinosaur. So what I'm going to show you here is on a mix minus is basically when you're doing an interview on Skype, Hangouts, or Blab, and you want to be able to hear the person, but you don't want, and you want to be able to record them, but you don't want to send their voice back to themselves, which will cause a nasty echo in their headsets and will also ruin your recording. So how we do it in radio is this is my mic channel. So I'm going to show you right here. We have 3 signals. They're all the same. The first one is program. This button right here. This goes to our transmitter. If I equated this yesterday on a Mackie, this would be what you send to your recording if you're a podcaster. So for us, it's live on the air to a transmitter. For a podcaster, this would be the same thing as your main mix that you're sending to your digital recorder. The aux out is the same kind of feed, but what that would be going to is if we're doing a live broadcast, or in this case, you're doing a Skype remote. If you have a person or co-host on the other side using Skype and you want to talk to them or interview them, this is the feed that you would send to them. On a Mackie, this would be auxiliary send 1. And in radio, we have a third one, which is utility. We could send that to a recorder. And on a Mackie, that would be aux send 2. If you actually wanted to have 2 mix minuses set up, you could do that. So basically how we have it set up here is program, so it's going to air or to the digital recorder. Audition going to the person on the Skype interview. And you can ignore this one for right now. But that's our mic channel. So let's move over to another fader.
Left channel, right channel, right channel.
And
right
what
channel,
I have here,
left channel, left.
I'll turn it off at the moment so it doesn't drive you crazy. But the same thing, but you'll notice that we only have program put in. We only need program to feed our recording. Audition is basically everything that the person on the interview side, on the Skype view, has to hear, has to be an audition, or on a Mackie, it will be auxiliary send 1. You would not, on a Mac, you would want to turn that off. In a radio, we leave it off. See, when it's clear, when it's not red, that means it's off. If we push this in while we're doing a live radio interview, they'll hear a nasty echo every time they say, "Hey, how are you doing?" All of a sudden, they'll hear a second later, "Hey, how are you doing?" So that's how we have it off. We, as you can see, when we're monitoring here. We have a monitoring channel. This would be the same on your mixer, on your Mackie, just be your headphone input. In radio, we monitor program because, as you notice, the channel that we have our computer coming up has program, but not audition. And in the same thing, it would have main mix, but not auxiliary send. So I hope that made it a little bit clearer to you. As you'll see on our mic, again, we have program and audition down. So we monitor program because that way I can hear and record the interviewer and the person inside the studio, but I don't want to record, we don't want to send back that person's voice to them. So that's a basic mix minus for radio, but it's not much different in podcasting. If you want to check out this as a replay, go to aswiftkickintheass.com and it will be there. Thanks.